Huh?
No, I wanted to ask you guys, like
Did
one
I
of the
lose you?
things I noticed on the Steam page is it's a TBA, but on Nintendo they're expecting it. I think sometime toward. I think this is next year. So maybe that's why we're sort of sparse on details at the moment. Um, do you think like a lot of these games, like Final Fantasy Tactics or Metal Slug Tactics, they're an emerging genre because people don't have like these games are cool because you play one mission and then you're done, right? They're not a huge time sink.
Yeah. I think that definitely helps because there is a very the missions themselves can be a little bit meaty. You could definitely spend 5 minutes on them or so, but they definitely do have a very concise. This is when it starts. This is when it's over. So you can definitely be like, I'm gonna knock out one battle and then just do it, and then there's a very clear point at which you're done. So I do think that is an appeal. Valkyria Chronicles was, I think, had a very similar thing in that where you do the mission and there's it does help you kind of manage time. You do kind of have to feel out how long each mission is going to be though, because sometimes, you might think like, okay, this is going to be 5-minute mission and it ends up being 15. So you do have to consider, is this going to be a random battle, a boss fight? Because, some are designed to be longer, but I definitely do think that it is kind of good that you can just pick it up and put it down. It does give you that sense of, whereas like in maybe a JRPG or something like that, where the story is continuously progressing, sometimes you don't feel like there's a good point to stop, because as soon as you get someplace, they're like, okay, well now go do this, and it's not even like okay, good, you're done, move on to the next objective. It's, it's like, oh, okay, thanks for delivering this, but could you carry this thing? So it never feels like the mission is finished. It always just feels like, it just feels more fluid, I guess. But yeah, and these is definitely like a start-stop point. So.
Yeah, no, I was playing, what is it, Ni no Kuni on the Switch. That's one of the things I hated, because there's like certain save points, and like you play part and like, okay, I've got an hour to play, and maybe you got stuck on a battle or something like that, and then you're like, oh no, my time is up. Oh, I didn't make it to the next save point. Oh, sorry, redo everything again, which is why like games that don't have save systems now, just I can't do it. It's just not worth it for me. I don't know. What do you think, Antoine? Because you're pretty busy as well. How do you manage with saves?
Auto saves, of course. Yeah, no. I wouldn't do a game where I need to manually save if there's fixed points to save, that's gonna be very tough for me. I can't do that as well, because I can't just if one of my kids, hurt himself upstairs and something, I can't just say, oh wait, I'm gonna save and I come in a minute. No, that's not gonna work. So yeah,
I think that's one of the nice things that in modern consoles and PC too, if you have the save state kind of thing, like if you put the PlayStation or the Xbox into sleep mode, then you can just power down and then bring it back, and it's exactly where you left off. You don't have to worry about pausing. You don't have to worry about saving. You can just shut it down and then.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I don't play Elden Ring, because there's no pause button in Elden Ring.
I don't understand that. Why? Yeah, and then people apparently you can pause, but what you have to do is you have to go into the menu and then go into like select tutorials or manual, or there's like some thing that you can go into settings. You have to go into the menu and then scroll over to settings, and then as soon as you open settings, the game pauses. So you can do it. It's just not quick, and it's not easy, and it's like, well, if you can do it, then
why not just put a freaking pause button in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the idea of disabling it if you're in multiplayer. Okay, sure, that makes sense. Same with what was it, like Korean was saying last time with the Sniper Elite, where they've disabled the kill cam when you're in multiplayer.
Yes.
So that makes sense in multiplayer, because it's not just your time. But in a single player game, I have no idea why you would not want to put that in.
It doesn't make sense at all. All right. So for this game, right, to fill out what the guys have said so far, Available on Steam, available on Nintendo Switch, and pretty much everywhere, I think, at the moment. No price announced, and of course, there's no like Nintendo Switch page, which is why I've been talking about the Steam page as well, because Nintendo tends to not put out like pages for this game like on the Nintendo website until the game's like close to release or confirmed for release. My guess is it is going to be $20, I hope. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be like a full $59.99 Switch price because this is a SNK title. So Adam's talked about a bunch of stuff. The developer is French, which is what I didn't know. I didn't realize Metal Slug is made in Paris by 20 people. I guess the studios. I guess this game is made by this French studio based out of Paris. They got a license just to do this game. I guess there's a Nintendo Indie World coming up soon. I guess similar to what we talked about with the Bethesda showcase. So I guess summer is the time, right, where so people talk about the game drought, right? No new stuff coming out, and where a lot of the showcases are going to happen, or what people can sort of expect and pre-order coming to things. The other thing, the French studio that is making this game, they were just recently acquired by Focus Home Interactive. And those are the guys who do City Skylines. They do a bunch of other like AA titles. I would say I would even say City Skylines was like a AAA title, but they do a bunch of games. So it's kind of cool that it happened. And I mean, like you start off with a small studio and then you're acquired by Focus Home, and Focus Home is like $1 billion company as well. And so there are a whole bunch of other Metal Slug games, like again referring to Steam charts at the moment. The most popular Metal Slug game on Steam at the moment is Metal Slug 3, which is, as of 11 minutes ago, 17 people were playing it on Steam. So not a massive amount, but then again, I think like this kind of game is kind of wasted on like a powerful PC with a 3080 or 3070 Ti. This is definitely more of a Switch style game, I mean, which is why I chose this for today. But that's it, guys. This is the game. Something to look forward to in the future. Maybe something to favorite or add to your Nintendo wish list, however you're keeping track of it. I mentioned the website Deku Deals before. And if you are interested, please let us know. You know, we're checking Twitter at least once a week, or if I'm checking Twitter at least a few times a week. So please comment. I'm also tagging Adam very often. Adam always writes some interesting things. So you guys should follow Adam on Twitter. Antoine on Twitter, I have forgotten what his Twitter handle is.
I'm never tweeting and I never check Twitter, so forget about it.
All right, forget about it. The other thing to mention as well is, so next week, we were supposed to have a guest on today and maybe a permanent addition. He will be coming on next week. And next week, Adam is going to be, or we are going to be researching the game Soul Hackers 2. Which I have never heard about, but Adam's going to fill us in on the juicy details of next week. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about what is Antoine's game? You told me about it and I forgot.
Fire Emblem, Three Hopes, the Muso one.
I was like, I wrote the date, I didn't write the name. Fire Emblems.
Release end of June 26 or so.
So this we'll be talking about this according to my calendar on June 15th, so just before the game comes out.
Perfect.
Okay, and then Antoine's friend Eric is going to be joining us next week, and the week after that we'll talk about his game, and then my next game will be the end of June at some point. So housekeeping for today is, okay, so as usual, the quick question is, Adam and Antoine, is this a buy for you or a wait for a sale?
You mean the Metal Slug Tactics?
Metal Slug Tactics, yes.
For me, I'm gonna say wait for a sale only because I don't know enough about the mechanics and that sort of thing. It depends. If it doesn't seem, because I can see the videos, right, and I can see them throwing grenades, I can see them shooting things. I would have to see what, and I know that there's some sort of synergy mechanic. Where they can sync up and multi-attack. So,
yes.
But I think I'd have to see more gameplay, and then it might be a buy. But until then, I would say wait.
Okay, Antoine, you never buy games on release except Sniper Elite 5. But
Unless it's a necessity for the show.
So
Otherwise,
this is
well, it's not a buy for me because it's tactics. Otherwise, Metal Slug, sorry, is a fantastic franchise, and I really think it's gonna be a really good game, even though it's tactics. And I'm gonna watch some stream of whatever French player plays it. And honestly, I think I would recommend it if you're into tactics. So it's a very niche kind of game. You need to like it. And if you're like me and you love chess, but you're really bad at it, well, it's better to let the pro play and you just watch and enjoy. Otherwise, I would say bye, but it's a tactic. So sorry, guys.
For me, I mean, of course, it's a buy because I do like tactics games. I do think this is gonna be one of those sort of like 15 to 20-minute missions, and I like the idea that this is like Mario. They had Mario and the Rapids. They had this sort of tactics game, and I've got this. I bought it on the Switch, and it's pretty good. But there's a lot of story in between the game, and I don't like the story. And I feel like this is gonna be like very low on story, more on the tactics stuff, which is awesome because story just drives me insane most of the time. Like in Dragon Quest Builders 2, there's a lot of like dialogue stuff now, and I'm just like B. I'm not reading anything, which can be a bit detrimental at times. But yeah, no, and I have the feeling recently like I want to collect Switch games because I like even though there's literally just an empty freaking box and a tiny little SD card inside. There's no manuals, no cool anything. But I want to have the box for some reason. So this would be a buy for me.